Point 1. Faith comes first. At some point in our lives, we've all faced moments where we questioned our worth. Whether it's the silent whisper of doubt before an important presentation, or that nagging feeling when standing at a crossroads, self-doubt is a universal experience. But what if there's a way to turn that uncertainty into unwavering self-belief? Imagine a child learning to ride a bike. The first few times, there are stumbles, falls, and maybe even a few tears. But with each try, there's progress. The child doesn't give up because they have an innate belief that they can master the skill. Similarly, the journey of cultivating self-belief is all about recognizing our potential and pushing through challenges. Thoughts have the power to shape our reality. Choose them wisely. Instead of being bogged down by the what-ifs of failure, our actions align with that vision if we picture success. Hurdles become stepping stones, and the impossible appears achievable. But here's the thing. Each one of us is unique. So instead of looking at others and wondering why we aren't like them, let's focus on our journey, our pace, our growth. Recognizing our individuality can be our biggest strength. Building confidence isn't an overnight achievement. It's a process like building muscle or learning a new skill. It starts with setting achievable goals, celebrating the small victories, and learning from setbacks. Over time, these experiences compound. Before we know it, we're standing taller, filled with self-assurance. Believing in yourself isn't just a feel-good phrase, but a lifestyle. It is a mindset that propels you toward your dreams. Begin by acknowledging your strengths, setting clear goals, and focusing on the positives. With time, watch as the path to success unfolds before you. Now, are you ready to believe in yourself? Key point 2. Expectations often come true. A simple truth lies at the heart of fulfillment. Expecting the best can transform our lives. It isn't mere optimism. Think of the mind as a magnet. If we focus on the best scenarios, they tend to be drawn to us. However, if we dwell on the negatives, we could unintentionally push away what we want. Imagine a young man equipped with resources and opportunities, but success always seemed out of reach. It wasn't because he lacked talent or chances, but his mindset was his own worst enemy. He expected failure at every turn. But when he learned to believe and anticipate positive outcomes, everything changed. He found that when he predicted setbacks, they usually materialized. Conversely, when he shifted to expecting success, life started falling into place. It reminds us of a timeless principle. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believe. The crucial point is that our focus tends to expand in our minds. If we keep watering our thoughts with positivity, that's what will flourish. Conversely, if we nurture doubt and negativity, they'll grow too. For 5 minutes every day before bed, visualize the ideal course of your next day. Now let's look at another young man. He was restless in his job, craving more but feeling stuck. The primary reason: he lacked direction. Without a clear goal, it's easy to feel lost. But when we clearly define our aspirations and genuinely expect the best in reaching them, we lay out our roadmap to success. So the pressing question is, how do we nurture this mindset? The main thing is visualization. Picture the best outcomes in your mind. Let these images bathe in faith and positivity. If you wake up every morning and expect the best from the day, this hopeful outlook will soon become second nature. It's a commitment to face every challenge and every opportunity with a conviction that good things will happen. Not because of blind luck, but because of a deeply ingrained belief in our work and skills. To summarize, our mindset is a potent tool. So, the next time we are at a crossroads, whether it's a minor daily task or a life-changing decision, let's anchor ourselves in positive expectations. The results might astonish us. Key point 3. No need to worry. Anxiety has become something of a modern epidemic. But what is it about worrying that's so pervasive? And why should we take it seriously? Anxiety, by its very nature, is destructive. It's a weight, a burden we often carry, influencing our decisions, actions, and well-being. The exciting thing about worry is that it's not an innate trait. We aren't born worriers. Over time, due to various experiences and influences, we cultivate the habit of worrying. But here's the silver lining. Since worry is a learned behavior, we can unlearn it too. By implementing small daily practices and focusing on positivity, we can gradually diminish the influence of anxiety in our lives. A simple yet powerful technique concludes every day with a sense of closure. Imagine you have a physical calendar, and at the end of each day, you tear off that day's page. This symbolic action signifies that whatever occurred that day, good or bad, is now in the past. It's a gentle reminder that every new sunrise offers a fresh start, unburdened by yesterday's concerns. Visualize your anxiety as a balloon that you release into the sky. Now, while our actions are pivotal, the environment and the company we keep can significantly influence our mental state. Constant exposure to negativity, whether through conversations or media, can intensify our worries. The remedy: consciously cultivate an environment of optimism. Engage in discussions that uplift rather than bring down, and bond with individuals who radiate positivity. Suppose you love to read. You can leverage this by immersing yourself in content reinforcing optimism and faith. Highlight and memorize passages that speak of hope, joy, and resilience. Over time, these words will become a part of your mental fabric, readily available whenever doubts start creeping in. However, faith is the most profound and enduring antidote to worry among all these strategies. Fill your mind with belief, and you'll have little space for worry. Remember, each day presents a fresh chance to choose faith over fear. So, while worry might feel like a constant companion, we must recognize that we possess the tools and strength to break its hold. With deliberate effort, positivity, and robust confidence, we can free ourselves from the cycle of anxiety. Did you know? The word worry is derived from an old Anglo-Saxon term meaning to choke. Key point 4. Obvious ways to regulate emotions. We all know the familiar feeling of agitation or the rush of annoyance that can sometimes sweep us off our feet. If not handled appropriately, these emotions can drain our energy and affect our health. Imagine this scenario: you're in a heated meeting, and emotions are flying high. Suddenly, one person, feeling the weight of their anger, lies down in the midst of it all. Why? Because it's tough to remain mad while lying flat on your back. This humorous event underscores a powerful concept. Controlling physical reactions can influence emotional responses. When anger or distress tries to take the wheel, there are practical steps we can take to steer our emotions back on course. Instead of clenching our fists ready for battle, we can stretch our fingers and relax our grip. And if we're tempted to raise our voices, we can lower them. Trying to have a heated debate in whispers changes the whole game, doesn't it? Massage your scalp with gentle circular movements to quickly relieve tension. In addition to managing our physical responses, we must attend to our mental well-being. Just as we maintain our physical hygiene with routine practices like showering or brushing our teeth, it's vital to nurture our minds. How? Dedicate moments in your day to soak in peaceful thoughts. Picture the stillness of a misty valley or the gentle glow of moonlight on a serene lake. Even a few seconds of this mental escape can make a difference in a hectic day. Furthermore, it's crucial to address irritations and annoyances proactively. Before these feelings escalate, face them head-on. Consider the emotional cost of holding on to anger or frustration. Often, it's just not worth it to expend so much emotional energy on trivial matters. To truly thrive, we must recognize the value of slowing down. By consciously reducing the pace of our emotional and physical reactions, we can navigate the ups and downs of life with elegance and balance. Remember, life isn't a race. It's a journey to savor. So, when emotions threaten to sweep us off our feet, let's plant them firmly on the ground, take a deep breath, and choose calmness. Our mental and physical well-being will be all the better for it. Key point 5. Every end is a new beginning. Facing obstacles is an inevitable part of life. We all encounter them, but it's not the obstacle that defines us, but how we respond to it. The mindset we adopt in facing challenges can make all the difference. Let's use a tangible example to illustrate this. Consider the case of a tennis player, Richard Pancho Gonzalez. Years ago, Gonzalez wasn't a household name. He hadn't had the ideal amount of practice time due to unfavorable weather. Yet when the day came, he clinched a national championship. Was it because he had a powerful serve or an impeccable volley? Not just that. The real game changer for Gonzalez was his resilience. Even when things looked bleak, he refused to let discouragement hold him back. While any player can perform well when the conditions are perfect, it's during tough matches that true character rises to the fore. Gonzalez's refusal to be swayed by the game's ups and downs was his secret sauce to success. Here's the silver lining. The only way from the bottom is up. Always remember, no matter how dire our situation appears, someone somewhere has faced something similar and has come out victorious. There's always a way out, a solution waiting to be discovered, or a lesson from the experience. The trick is to shift your perspective. Instead of dwelling on the negatives, why not focus on the positives? It's simple yet powerful. Make a list of everything that's working in your favor. The hurdles you face can become stepping stones leading you to your goals. It all depends on how you view them. Recall situations when what seemed a failure turned out to be an advantage. History is full of examples of individuals who've done just that. Take General Hugh Tudor, who fought in World War I. Like many officers of his time, he faced the horrors of trench warfare, which required leaders to maintain high morale among their troops and adapt to rapidly changing circumstances. Tudor's success could be attributed to his self-belief and ability to lead under pressure. So let's acknowledge a fundamental truth. Life will constantly challenge us. But with resilience, a positive mindset, and focusing on our strengths rather than our weaknesses, there is no challenge too daunting. Remember, defeat is all in the mind. So choose victory. Stand up to an obstacle. Just stand up to it, that's all, and don't give way under it, and it will finally break. Norman Vincent Peale. Key point 6. Help that is always with you. In our busy lives, we often search for tools and techniques to make our journey smoother, more meaningful, and focused. Among the myriad of tools, one that has stood the test of time and is more versatile than we might imagine is prayer. Before you envision an aged monk in a secluded monastery, let's demystify what we mean by prayer and its relevance in our modern, day-to-day life. Now, in an era dominated by metrics, analytics, and rationale, bringing up prayer in contexts like business or decision-making might raise eyebrows. Yet many professionals and leaders have found that integrating this simple yet potent tool into their daily routines boosts their emotional well-being, effectiveness, and efficiency. At its core, prayer isn't limited to religious rituals or spiritual supplications. Think of it as having a personal mentor, available 24/7, who listens, guides, and empowers you. How we incorporate this into our daily lives is surprisingly straightforward. 1. Set aside a few quiet moments for reflection each day. Don't focus on speaking. Instead, immerse yourself in being connected to something greater. 2. You don't need a script when you communicate through prayer. Use your words and express your feelings as if you're talking to an old friend. 3. You don't need a specific place or time. Your personal prayer space can be a brief pause at your workplace, a quick reflection on the subway, or even while in a supermarket queue. 4. Trust that you receive the wisdom and energy to get there rather than just requesting specific outcomes. Now, why is this age-old practice relevant today? Because it works. By integrating prayer into our lives, we don't just seek external miracles. We tap into an internal force. This force rejuvenates our spirit, directs our choices, and has tangible effects on our health and well-being. Imagine possessing a tool that makes you feel stronger and more capable of facing life's hurdles. Invest in spiritual development to rely on your inner strength in difficult times. A particularly intriguing aspect of prayer is how it influences our subconscious mind. This part of our brain significantly influences our behavior and decisions. Through prayer, by feeding it positive thoughts and beliefs, we shape our reactions and, eventually, our outcomes. To become a happy person, have a clean soul, eyes that see romance in the commonplace, a child's heart, and spiritual simplicity. Norman Vincent Peale. Conclusion. The power of a clear, peaceful mind is undeniable. Just as a foggy window can hinder our vision, a cluttered mind keeps us from seeing the beauty and opportunities in front of us. We all have this mental room, and if we allow it to overflow with negativity, it becomes hard to focus and prosper. But the beauty lies in our capacity to change our mental environment. We can take out the unwanted and usher in the positive. And when those inevitable negative thoughts come knocking, they'll find no vacancy if we intentionally keep our thoughts on the brighter side. It's about not only avoiding sadness, but also maximizing our potential. We can't underestimate the importance of taking mental breaks either. When we think of serene places or connect with a higher power, it's like taking a mini vacation, rejuvenating our mindset. And let's not forget about relaxation. In our bustling lives, it's easy to forget to breathe and to relax genuinely. But this isn't an indulgence, it's a necessity. By prioritizing relaxation, we clear our vision and walk forward with renewed purpose. At its heart, cultivating a peaceful mind is like upgrading our mental software. With conscious effort, we feel better and become capable of greatness. Clearing the negative and embracing the positive is more than a strategy. It's a transformative way of life. Embrace it, and you'll see a world filled with endless possibilities. Try this. Set aside 5 minutes daily for a mental reset. Visualize a serene place and just breathe. When negative thoughts arise, consciously replace them with 2 positive ones. Practice speaking optimistically. Catch and correct any harmful speech. Dedicate at least 10 minutes daily to relaxing activities like reading or listening to music.